We'll call the City Council meeting of September 23rd to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Dolick.
Here.
Alderman Cameron.
Here.
Alderman Dash.
Here.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Here.
Alderman Anderson.
Here.
Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I look for a motion to approve the September 9th, 2024 City Council regular meeting minutes.
So moved. Morgan Adams.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Abstain.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Motion passes. We have no presentations, no appointments, confirmations, or proclamations. Public comment on agenda matters. Anybody sign up to speak? No?
Well, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
If you have no questions, we're glad to have you here.
We do not have a consent agenda today, nor any old business, so we'll right to new business. Item A, Resolution R2431, a staff memo and resolution authorizing funding for a ComEd Green Regions Program grant for the Public Service Pollinator Park. Let's get a motion in a second, then we'll hear from Mark.
So moved, Anderson. Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody, Mark, would you like to give an overview?
The brief overview, it's the area between the police department and fire department. This is a vacant piece of land with just turf grass. There's been conversation about this parcel for years, and finally some funding came through. The NRC worked well with staff trying to get things organized for it, and it'll end up being, there'll still be some turf, some green grass in there, but there'll be some long grass, some natural plantings. The NRC has obviously got a great green thumb on figuring things out. And in the middle of it, there'll be a canopy, like a pergola, a little covered shelter area with a couple picnic tables where our police or fire department or anyone who needs a spot to go sit, have lunch, talk to people, converse. It'll be a little place of meditation. It came up years ago, probably 6 or 7 years ago is when it was first born, that idea. And now it has wings because it has some funding. So we're looking forward to it. Public Works will still maintain the property. The NRC will help out with the tall grasses and the plantings that are native, and we'll take care of everything else. It won't be a big extra tax on what we do because right now we mow and maintain it. There won't be as much grass to mow, and there'll be a little bit of more maintenance on the building, but that's it. It's a nice project. And Joe, I appreciate Joe's helped out pushing this thing through with lining up the grants and keeping Dana and the NRC and the city all on the same page.
Any questions?
No.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item B, R2432, resolution, staff memo and resolution seeking City Council support for the application to the Illinois Department of Transportation for the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program for the Elmhurst Road Sidewalk Project. A motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any staff want to comment, or?
Sure, I can set this up a little bit. This follows our strategy that we've done with other sidewalks as far as leveraging as much as possible other funding sources. And that began for this, as we've done with Wolf Road, Willow Road, others we're in the process of Camp McDonald. We start with the Cook County Department of Transportation, and through the assistance of Commissioner Scott Britton, we were able to obtain an Invest in Cook grant, which enabled us to leverage a portion of the cost for engineering of the sidewalk. We have to have engineering complete before we can make application to get further money for construction. We will be coming back to you later about an application authorization for an application for an Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program grant. And that would pay 80% of the cost of construction of the sidewalk. And that's actually what we're seeking tonight, is this resolution authorizes that support. We've identified that as an important link in the city's sidewalk program. It provides that last mile for students that are going to Wheeling High School. And we have a number of Prospect Heights residents in that area, in the northern section of town, that go there, and also the business area around Elmhurst and Hintz. So there certainly is a need for it. And by getting authorization to make application, that provides credibility that the city's going to stand behind it. And it makes our application a little bit stronger with the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program. Excuse me.
Okay. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item C, request to waive first reading for ordinance O-2419, staff memo and ordinance amending Title II of the Prospect Heights City Code regarding non-home rule, retailers occupation tax, and service occupation tax. This is a request to waive first reading. Need a motion?
So moved, Morgan Adams.
Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. This basically is something that came to us this year when the state was working through their budget. I think it was the Illinois Municipal League.
Yes.
Got the state to agree to allow non-home rule municipalities to be treated the same as home rule municipalities when it comes to sales tax. So this allows us to increase what is now our 0.5% non-home rule sales tax to a 1%. I don't even know what it would be called, because if they're calling it non-home rule sales tax still, or,
Yeah.
but we're able to be the same as the towns around us. At your seat there, I put something I put together for you guys to see the surrounding communities of Arlington Heights, Glenview, Mount Prospect, Prospect Heights, and Wheeling. The sales tax collected by the state for the month of June that was then remitted to the cities. And I just ran some numbers to kind of give you an idea. We are smaller than Arlington Heights and Glenview and Mount Prospect and Wheeling, but just on a population basis, if you take our population divided by our total receipts for the month of June from the state for sales tax, we're about $13.16 per resident, which sounds like a lot until you see that Mount Prospect is at $68 and Glenview's at $68, Arlington Heights is at $30. Yet we still have to provide all the same city services as these towns do on $13.16. And the increase in this tax will increase that amount that we would collect per resident from $13 to $16, which is still just a fraction of what the towns around us collect. So to me, this is a long time coming. This is something we've been, I've wanted for a long time, to be treated like the towns around us, since we do have to do provide the same services as everybody else. It's just getting harder and harder to do without being able to collect the revenue to pay for it. This is good because a lot of this money is actually collected from transient people through town when they're stopping or buying something in town. It's not all residents. And that's, if you're going to fund your local government, do it with people from outside the town's money. That's my philosophy, and this helps us get there. So it's a long time coming, and this is a waiver of the first reading. We have a first and a second. Any questions? No. It'll be about, it's going to double our tax now, so it's going to be about $500,000 to $600,000 a year. Is that right?
Around that amount.
So it's significant to us. 500 grand might not be much to the towns around us, but it's significant to Prospertites. So we have a first and second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item D is the second reading of Ordinance O-2419, Staff and Memo Ordinance amending Title II of the Prospertite City Code regarding non-home rule, retailers' occupation tax, and service occupation tax. This is the second reading. Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. I'm assuming no questions?
No.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Motion passes. And we waived the first reading because in order for this to start January 1st, we have to have it submitted before October 1st. So we don't have another meeting before October, so we had to pass both readings today. Item 10, staff, elected officials, and commission reports. We'll start with our August financial report by Assistant Finance Director Bob Canahill.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council members. I'd like to present the August 24 financial report. 33% of the years past. We're 4 months into our fiscal year 25 budget. Our total revenues for the city are combined are 29% of the budget, and our expenses are 20% of the budget. Revenues and expenditures for the Water and Sewer Department, or Water, I'm sorry, not Department, Fund, are within budgeted numbers. Some things that are lower in there are the tourism and solid waste funds. Those are because of timing issues on the receipts. So they are coming in, but it's the timing issues. I know in the memo we sent out, it talked about that, but we are receiving that money from both those parts, tourism and solid waste. Through August of 24 this year, so far, the market rates have been favorable for us, for the city, and we're seeing a strong return on investment, and we also continue to monitor our investments to make sure that we're gaining as much as we can from the interest rates available. Hopefully it continues, but I know we just had some drops in the market, but we'll still continue to monitor and try to capture as much as we can on the favorable rates. That's what we have for the financial report. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, we'll go with elected officials to my left. Anybody on my left have a report?
No.
Anybody on my right, elected officials? Nope. On my right, staff, Peter? Mark?
Thank you, sir. Just real quick, I want to thank Peter, Patrick, and Rich. Lately, we've been putting out some information about road closures and things like that, and getting it out in front of the residents on the website and connected through the links to social media. I received a couple phone calls from residents pleased to hear about things, and I couldn't take all the credit because they're getting it out on social media, the information that I'm providing. So appreciate that. And also, for council's information, last year during the budget process, it was approved to hire a full-time administrative assistant for Public Works. I'm pleased to announce that Jennifer Pfeiffer, who some of you have met before in the past, started with us on September 3rd and is doing wonderfully. And I appreciate the council's support to get that position created and filled. It's going to make a big difference in the operations we do and our efficiency. Good things to come. I just wanted to state that on the record that I'm so happy to be where we're at now. So thank you.
Thank you. Dan?
Real quick, Wednesday night, the ZBA will be hosting a regular meeting. We'll have 2 items on the agenda. One is a variation at 2 Hawthorne. The other one is the text amendment for the chicken keeping chickens ordinance. Happy to say that during the summer, I've had some good interactions, and I think we have a ordinance that will be coming to you guys in October, and first part of November. So very happy, and just want to make sure everybody hears that the meeting is on. So, and that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Joe?
Following up on the Elmhurst Road sidewalk, part of the engineering process is the engineers present an initial drawing at an open house. We have that scheduled for Tuesday, October 1st, 5 to 7 p.m. The neighborhood has been noticed. We're already receiving feedback. It's an opportunity for residents to come in, look at the drawings, give their thoughts, have any questions. And again, that's 5 to 7 p.m., Tuesday, October 1st at City Hall.
Okay, thank you. Deputy Clerk?
Nope.
Chief?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Approval of the warrants. Will the clerk please read the expenditures and wire payments?
Okay. The approval of expenditures, the total came out to $68,595.51. There was a payroll on September 6, 2024, in the amount of $182,526.36. The August Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund payment was $15,300.17, bringing the total warrant to $266,422.04 for tonight's approval, please.
Okay. We need a motion to approve.
So moved, Anderson?
Second, Cameron.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Dolick.
Aye.
Alderman Cameron.
Aye.
Alderman Dash.
Aye.
Alderman Morgan Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Anderson.
Aye.
Motion passes. Public comment on non-agenda matters. I'm assuming none. We don't have an executive session scheduled for tonight, so there'll be no action on the executive session. And last item is we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Anderson?
We have
Second.
a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.